BB and Jack Frost. What's up, party people? How's everybody doing? I'm hoping everybody's having a beautiful day. Okay, just so we can be clear, we are going to be talking about Megan Thee Stallion and the Tory Lanez situation currently in this video. I would like to know, put it down right now. Do you think this case is weak? I would like to know. Do you think this case is weak? And while you're discussing this in the comment section, hopefully, I'm going to be discussing this on my his views. And a couple of things I want to point out real quick. First, let's just say what Megan Thee Stallion is saying happened, her side. During opening statements, Megan Thee Stallion's team has basically said what happened was they went to this event where it was at Kylie Jenner's house. It was her party, I'm guessing, right? Boom. And while they were here, it was a point where Megan Thee Stallion decided that she wanted to leave. And then Kelsey agreed that she also wanted to leave. They then go to Tory Lanez driver, tells Tory Lanez driver they're ready to leave. Tory Lanez driver says, well, I'm not going nowhere without the boss. So apparently at that point, we're not exactly sure how it happens, but Tory Lanez then decides to leave. As far as this is Meg's story. Upon them leaving, they left, and then an argument ensued. The argument basically was Megan Thee Stallion shooting at Tory Lanez and saying, not literally, obviously, but verbally, at Tory Lanez and basically saying, your music is trash. Leprechaun. I think that's how it happened. When this happens, Tory Lanez allegedly flies off into a fury. He cannot control himself. Any emotions that he previously had for this woman went out the window. He decided that right here and right now was time for her feet to go. And that's allegedly the reason why Tory Lanez shot her. Real quick, I want to point a couple of things out for everybody that don't know. Tory Lanez is like 5'6". I don't know how Tory is. 5'6" or something, 5'5". I'm not here to disrespect him like that. I don't know how Tory is. I don't even know if he wears lips. But Tory, some niggas with his lips. But Tory Lanez allegedly shot over the top of the car door. So I just want to be clear about something. This was an Escalade, or it was a very big Suburban. It was a very big vehicle. I'm not 100% sure what vehicle it is. But she's saying that he shot over the top of the door at her feet. I'm assuming, and I'm not saying any of this to be humorous, but I'm assuming at that time she wasn't like throwing her feet in it. I'm not gonna do this for the cameras because this is the children's programs. But I'm assuming she wasn't like throwing her feet in the air and he was shooting and picking them off. So he allegedly, Tory Lanez, he's not that tall. So he allegedly reached over a door, fired downwards into the ground, and shot her feet. But remember, he's trying to take her from existence, is what she said during her testimony. We'll have other videos on that. So I want to be clear about this. This is her story. And then they got back into the vehicle after he finished the feet shooting. They got back in the vehicle because, she felt, they encouraged her. I don't know how this works. Then when the police stopped up, boom, boom, blase, blah. We know everything from after that. But Tory Lanez's story is quite different, and it makes different context. Because I want to point something out. In that conversation that she said, every single thing that she said revolved around she's perfectly super calm. Tory Lanez is the one that was uncontrollable. Let's not forget, there's a witness. Witness says that the two women were fighting. I just want to be clear. The witness hasn't taken a stand yet. Maybe the witness changes the witness's testimony. I have no idea. With that being said, I want to point out one other thing. If we all go to the party and somebody else is having fun and you want to leave to be spiteful, So we all go to the party and somebody's having a good time and you want to leave to be spiteful. So Tory Lanez, this is the story that I heard also, just so we can be clear. Literally the first page that talked about this, because literally, I'm just gonna say, anyway. So we got the information first over here. Basically, video still up. What was said in the opening statement is basically what we have been reporting over here since this situation happened. Now, with that being said, I'm not saying our rendition of what was or what we said was 100% fact. What I'm saying is that I had the inside line, and literally the information in which I was given is the information that's being used by the lawyers. How often do we talk about cases and lawyers use the exact same information I told you that they were going to use? You see, people could talk about paperwork, but I'm talking about the mechanisms of what's happening in the courtroom. With that being said, so Tory Lanez, they're at this function. I also want to mention, just in all fairness to Megan Thee Stallion, a point in which he also said is that they had got there was a lot of people there, and they were there basically for a long time because less people were there when they began to leave. Yeah, well, that's how parties sometimes work. You know, about 2-3 o'clock is probably less people at the party than there was at 12:31, maybe. With that being said, I just want to point out how people say something that's obvious and be like, "Oh man, we hit the nail on the head, Eureka's." It's kind of obvious over this. With that being said, just so we can be clear, Tory Lanez, Megan Thee Stallion, Chelsea all go to this party. I'm assuming they're invited. I don't really think she gets here without being invited. While at this party, Tory Lanez gets into a swimming pool and or a jacuzzi. Could have been both. For all I know, these folks is rich. Kylie Jenner. Now, I think that was the Kardashian sister. Now, it was a Kardashian. Now, while in this area, submerged, I'm assuming, with Tory Lanez, they're enjoying themselves. And this is the point where Meg Thee Stallion decides she doesn't like this party anymore. Do you see how Tory's rendition gives context? So you just wanted to leave the party because it was 2 o'clock in the morning? You're a whole rapper. What are you talking about? 2 o'clock in the morning, y'all got 3 more songs to do in the studio. What are you talking about? You was ready to go at 2 o'clock in the morning. I get it though. So, Meg Thee Stallion allegedly also, I'm not saying that this is a factual statement, but historically we're told that Megan Thee Stallion has an issue whenever she gets any type of alcohol into her system. She can become belligerent. I'm assuming that there was alcohol at this party and she consumed some. With that being said, that's all assumptions. With that being said, Tory Lanez is then asked to leave at some point because Meg Thee Stallion is asked to leave and they brought her. I want to say something real quick when people be telling their side of the story. I genuinely don't believe 2 types of people. The one that adds stuff that don't need to be added and the one that acts like nothing else is important. Because you added shit that don't need to be added because you're trying to mask details. Because you know you're not telling the whole story. You're not telling the truth. You're leaving parts of what happened out so your behavior could be excused. No, I get it. I understand completely. With that being said, Tory Lanez, Meg Thee Stallion is asked to leave. They get into the vehicle. They're leaving. An argument ensues. But guess what? The argument ensues not after Meg Thee Stallion says, "Oh, Tory Lanez, your music garbage." The argument ensues when Tory looks at Homegirl and says, "Yo, How are you arguing with her and helping her to get me to lead a spot with Shorty and she's snaking you? Every dude you bang, she go right behind and bang after. How do I know? I'm one of them. Then a situation allegedly happens between Meg Thee Stallion and Homegirl, because Meg Thee Stallion allegedly then gets out of the vehicle, walks around, and attacks her. Now, with that being said, I want to be clear about something. Remember, we kept hearing that they wouldn't let Meg out of the vehicle? Remember, we kept hearing that? Maybe they weren't letting Meg out the car because she wanted to get out the car and whoop on this girl and drag her out. And then maybe they was like, she's reaching behind the seats. It's getting crazy. I have no idea. But could that be the reason? I don't know. She then gets out of the car allegedly, goes around the vehicle, snatches Homegirl out. The shit ensues. Now, just so we could be clear, we have a whole entire witness that says that there was, allegedly, is not taking a stand yet, that says that Meg Thee Stallion and Chelsea were the two people that he saw fighting. Now, I want to be clear about this. Put it down in the chat. Put it in the comments. I want to know what you guys think, but I want to be clear about this. How do we feel about the men? The men that quite possibly knew or had a feeling like this just wasn't above board. How do we feel about them condemning Tory? Because as far as I can tell, if Tory did not fire that weapon, he did zero things wrong. And he did everything that falls in line with how these women were presenting themselves. And I think that that's the bigger issue. I think the bigger issue is people get upset when they present themselves to you in a way in society and then you treat them along those lines. It's like the person that wants to troll you and then you decide not to be their friend. And then they wonder why you don't want to be their friend. It's a sickness. With that being said, put it down in the comment section. I want to know what you guys think about this video. Do you think, and this is just me talking because it's me talking, do you think this case is weak? Or do you think it's strong from what we've been able to so far glean from court? Like, comment, subscribe. Join the notification game. Hashtag Bronx Boomers. Let's get it. I love y'all. Take care of each other. Hug the kids for me. I haven't forgotten about you. And that's all I get on this one. I'm out.
Imagine meeting me for the first time. Bitch! An experience. Life-changing. Life-altering. Never the same again. I envy you.